It was about New York, and I just had gotten into this residency, and I was going to do work there. And New York to me is like this very interesting place. It's very popular in pop culture. It's always in TV, it's always in media, and also as an artist, it's always seen as like a pinnacle for the art world. And so it's like this very important place to finally do that. So I thought maybe I'd make a tribute piece to New York City. And also being there, you see these women who basically have the look down. Like they're really tall and glamorous, and they're like smoking these cigarettes, but they're not really smoking the cigarette, they're kind of fashionably smoking the cigarette, and so they have like this look down. And I was going to try to capture this look. Make myself really tall and walk down the street and have a cigarette and be really bold or do whatever I think New York women do, because that's what's so funny. When you think about what's on TV and then you see like these really pretty people and you're like an outsider looking in, you start to think of all of these scenarios that might happen. So anyway, I was going to do that, and so I built these shoes, and the shoes turned out to be really difficult to walk on. I feel like I fell and skinned my knee several times. And so the video actually turned out really depressing, especially when I paired it with Sex and the City music, and I'm kind of like walking down, and it's just like I'm a huge mess in that video, which I think turned out well and great, so I liked it. But at the same time, we were also taking these photographs, Marissa and I. And I noticed that in the photographs, and these photographs aren't on display, but I noticed in these photographs that they kind of had the confidence that I wanted, probably because I could like stand still in my shoes and I didn't have to, walk anywhere. So they had the confidence that I wanted, but they didn't translate. They couldn't deal with. I noticed that there was a definite difference between video time and photography time, or whatever. There's difference in time. I was so used to working in video, and video is real life, it's real time. And so the photograph I had to start to contend with. And so that was kind of a challenge to me. How do I need to get, if this is this scenario that I want to set up, I have to think about location, I have to think about what I'm wearing, I have to think about all of these different elements. And so I made a photo, the first one over there, in the meatpacking district where all the models go. You can probably see this, or I'm familiar with it from America's Next Top Model, and basically just looking through any high fashion magazine they'll have it in the meatpacking district. And so I did that series, or I did those photos. And so when Tim asked me to be a part of the show, I was really excited because I was like, okay, I can finally, I'm going to set this challenge up, I'm going to contend with the photograph, I'm going to make these photo shoots, and about work that comes from work. And I don't know how other artists work, but me personally, I either have an idea and then I do it, or I do work that responds to work that I've done previously. And so that was kind of what this show is about, and at times it's very confusing because you don't know why you're doing the things you're doing, but also it's very exciting. So that's what you have here, that's what the show is made out of. And so I started to think just about, I was going to take the shoes, I was going to contend with the photograph, and to contend with the photograph I felt like I kind of had to make shoes that were just for photographs. So they're physically impossible to walk around, physically impossible to do these things, and only these things could, be captured in the photo. So I felt like doing that I could contend with the photograph, which I don't know why it's a challenge, but I guess I did, I don't know why. And then to kind of set up these American neck top model photos. Most women my age know what American neck top model is. It's like a very captivating show that kind of runs the very normal reality show. There's a diva, there's an antagonist, there's a girl that could be your friend, there's a girl that is weird and she's retarded, or sorry, that was the best term, she's really stupid and you can't deal with it. So there's this, you're thinking about so America's Next Top Model, so I was going to try to do the show and I was going to try to do what Tyra wanted me to do. And see, is this supposed, am I smiling correctly? Because I feel like when you're watching these shows and I think this whole show kind of had to do with identity, and this is kind of where that fits in. It was I don't know why I was could I do that? Could I win this competition? So you start to have a lot of self-reflection. So that's when I did the rock climbing and the metal shop photos. Thinking about American Next Top Model photographs or photo shoots. And I think for me, when the work fails is when, you look at the work and you're like, oh, you look beautiful. That's not a comment that I want to hear at all. I want it to look awkward. I want it to look like I'm trying really hard. I want it to look like I'm pretending. But with a purpose. I guess not pretending, but maybe really, really trying. So I like that I'm a little bit fatter. I like that I'm a little bit, if you look closely in the New York lens, you can see gum and pubes on the side of the street, which would have been cropped out of a Photoshop, or cropped out of a Vogue edition very quickly. So I want there to be that sense of somebody who's trying to fit in. And I think, I don't want it to be kind of, in your face. I kind of want it to be a little bit subtle because I don't come at popular culture, media culture as I don't want to change anything. I'm not trying to, to redirect how we do media. I just, I think it's interesting how much you personally take from it. So, it's interesting in that sense. Any questions? I have a question. Yeah. So with your work, do you consider the art form the product that you make from it, you photograph, or is it the act of taking on the character and living it out in real time? I think in my work in general, it's all of it. It's becoming this character. It's the act of it. There's, one piece I did, I think maybe you're familiar with, when I actually acted as the artist. That was something that was, that was very much about becoming this person and putting it out in the public. These, I think, are more about the photograph. I don't know why I have this challenge challenge with contending with photograph time. I don't even know how I developed that scenario. But for this, it was just about capturing that look, that whatever. In the rock climbing gym, there's all these like weird women. I mean, to get that shot, that's what. And then now all of a sudden I really respect the model. I'm like, oh, they tried so hard, and now I feel really sympathetic to how it's supposed to be. I'm like, oh, don't be mean to her, but it was like really hard to kind of hold this thing, and so that was probably more for the product again. And then making the shoes were kind of a I guess byproduct, because I really wanted them to be kind of in the photo and have it be as possible.
Two questions. Are you the model for hair? Or are you running the hair? Oh.
No, that's me. All of them are me.
That's you with the hair?
Yeah. Yeah, I got the wig, and I got the, towards the end, it kind of got to be pretty ridiculous. I had the dress. I did the rock climbing one twice because I wasn't happy with my outfit. It wasn't high fashion. So I had to get like super high fashion. I had to have the hair, and I thought that was kind of tied all together.
Have you thought, were you studying?
Thing to do for all the wounds that a woman can, or a person, a human being, an animal is feeling. And I have a background also as a holistic practitioner. I teach yoga, do Reiki, and time massage, things. And I love the idea of wholeness and healing that comes through self-esteem, empowerment, and having that from within. So these two are more like a resurrection of one is the Cleopatra, and as you can see in Teal's background, it's very vibrant, and she finds her own power, and there's this hieroglyphic symbolism of identity, awakening, recognizing herself, seeing her own image within herself. And then there's a nest for, lunar nest for Isis, and Isis. I think there's also another aspect. These are all historical icons, or most of them have history. So if you don't know who these icons are, you're really like trying to educate myself. So I like the idea of like me not telling everything about the images. I want people to do their own research so they can come to their own conclusions. So without being really cliche, glorifying a goddess image or a queen, I suggest that you kind of hit people to do their own education. So that's basically what the work represents to me. I would love if